All right, welcome in X, welcome in Twitch, welcome in YouTube, and welcome in, let's see, kicking off Instagram right now. Welcome in Instagram. All right, I think everyone's here. And Facebook. Good deal. Thanks for being here. John, staff software engineer, 10 plus years of experience. I'm the lead maintainer of the open source educational platform Latterly.io, which will help you learn to code and land your next programming role, as well as grow your social and professional network and your social and professional skills. Even if you're not a programmer, you can learn some of the soft skills here. Communication, influence, leadership, and so on. Today we are working on product of array except self. This is Leetcode number 238, which has a number of solutions, and we will be trying to get an optimal solution which includes a prefix sum. So the problem reads, given an integer array called nums, let's return an array called answer so that the I element of answer is equal to the product of all of the elements in nums except itself, the I element of nums. The product of any prefix or suffix is guaranteed to fit in a 32-bit integer. You must write an algorithm that runs in O of n time without using the division operation. So if we could use division, the product of the array except self would be pretty simple. Imagine 1, 2, 3, 4 here. I could get the product of all of those numbers, 1, 2, 3, and 4, which would be 24. And then I could divide by the current element. So 24 divided by 1 would be 24. 24 divided by 2 would be 12. 24 divided by 3 would be 8, and so on. But we are not allowed to use the division operation. Now, some people get crafty here and will do the inverse power so that n to the negative 1 is the same as 1 divided by n. And so they will say, well, I technically didn't use the division operator. But I think that in a real interview, you're probably not going to get away with that either. You can ask, you can say, what about the inverse power? Can I use the inverse? If I can't use division, can I use the inverse power operation? I'll give it like a 3% chance they let you slide with that just for creativity. Some interviewers will give you points just for creativity. The main pattern to use here is a left and right set of the products on either side of the element. So take, for example, the case of 3. If I cannot have all of the elements and then just divide by 3, what I can do is I can get the products on the left and the products on the right so that I have all of the product value except for self. And I just multiply those and skip myself so that I go 1 times 2 times 4. And that's how I get my 8. A couple ways to do this. One way to do this would be O of n space complexity. Just use 3 arrays. So you have a left array, a right array, and then an answer array. And as you iterate through the answer array, you're doing the multiple of the left and the right. And I think I'm going to write that out first. Then there is an O of 1 solution. It's really still O of n, but they are saying that the output array does not count. So if you don't count it, then it would be what we call constant extra space. That is constant space besides the output array. But technically, it's just a really weird way of, really it's O of n. Really it's O of n. It's just a really weird way to say, can you do it in O of n as opposed to O of 3n? So it's a linear improvement. So instead of dashing right for that optimal algorithm, I'm going to do the 3 list approach, and then we'll try to condense it from there. So I'll have left products, right products, and answer, and then we'll eventually return answer. There's also an edge case where if the whole thing is zeros, then I can return a list of zeros. I don't think I need to deal with that edge case explicitly. How we doing, chat? Can you code a credit card checker? Yeah, probably, but I won't be doing that today. Welcome in. Consider adding some likes to the video. That'll help the algorithm send it around. So what I want to do here is Use the index. Use the index. And why do I want to use the index over the element? Because when I'm at 1, how do I look to the left? I'm at the border of the array, so I would be going out of bounds. So the way that I can detect that I'm going to go out of bounds is if I iterate on the index as opposed to iterating on the value. So I'm going to say for I in the range of the length, and I'll say if I is 0 or I is if it's 0 or if it is the last index, then oh no, I think I need to do this as a separate pass. So in this case, it's just if I is 0. So if I is 0, left products dot append 1. And why are we appending 1? It's sort of a magic number. The answer is because 1 times anything is itself. So imagine that if I had put 0 there, for example, then the product of array except self would always end up being 0, wouldn't it? So 1 is a neutral number, so that if I multiply everything by 1, I have the same number. That's why these boundary conditions, we will be appending 1. It doesn't disturb the output element under expectation. It maintains it. That's the reason. Okay, so else left products append so we want to append the product of all the ones to the left so far, which is just going to be the left let's see, 2 spaces to the left times 1 space to the left. Is that it? So if I'm at the index 1, then the space to the left is a 1. If I'm at the index 2, then it's 1 times 1. And if I'm at the index 3, yeah, I think this is right. So I want to get the left, this will be called, we'll call it cur. And that is left products, the last one, times the last element in nums. I think that's right. So here I'll print left products. And what am I expecting? I'm expecting 1, 1, 2, 6, 24. 1, 1, 2, 6. Oh, 24 doesn't need to be there. So 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 6. Yep, I'm expecting 1, 1, 2, 6. Oh, I'm not logged in. All right, let me copy this to my clipboard and sign in real quick. Sign in. Chat, I didn't like this problem FML. Yeah, well, can't pick them all, right? Practice makes perfect. Okay, so here I'm signed in. I got a bunch in the chat. Yo, what's your Telegram? I don't use Telegram. Join the Discord, link in bio. Bro, he's not going to code you a credit card checker. Yeah, I'm really not. I'm really not. Total product divided by current value and take care of zeros. Nope, nope. You must write an algorithm without using the division operation. Why don't you just calculate everything at once and just subtract during for loop? Subtraction is an interesting idea. That's going to be less efficient, right? Because the iterations of subtraction that you need to do are another order, right? So you would be, I don't know if you'd be multiplying by an n there, but you'd be multiplying by something. Get total, then subtract nums I. No. No, you can't just subtract nums I. I think you're thinking of division. So it's the product of array except self. You're not going to get that by multiplying them all and then subtracting I. Okay, so 1126, good. I got what I'm expecting. So we did the left products, now let's do the right products. So we're going to traverse the same length, but we're going to traverse it backwards. So I think I could do a -1 here. Let's see. My syntax on this range is wrong. 4, 3, 2. 4, 3, 2. Is that what I expect? No, it's not. It's not. Oh, is this the from? This is the from. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, 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 good. Okay. So we're going from the right to the left. And the same thing. I want to guard the edge case. So when I'm at the outer boundary, what is 1 to the right of the 4? We're going to say magically it's a 1. 0, 1, 2, 3. And these are going through the elements of nums. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this should be nums -1. So now I get 3, 2, 1, 0, right? 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, 0. That's a weird way to write the range, but I guess it works, so we'll stick with it. So if I is the length of nums -1, then right products append 1. I'm going to get to prefix and suffix soon. Cool. Yeah, no rush. Have you interviewed at any FANG? Are you asking me? Yeah, I've interviewed at all of them except Apple, and I've gotten an offer at Google, and I worked at Amazon previously. Anyone here a fan of backtracking? Oh, I don't know if I would say I'm a fan of backtracking. It's useful in interviews, but I don't like Leetcode at all. Okay. Thanks for being here, chat. Consider throwing some likes on the video. That'll help the algorithm send it around. How was Amazon work-life balance? Amazon, in my experience, does not believe in work-life balance. Is it actually bad? Yeah, for me it was pretty bad. I mean, there are some good teams, so it varies by team for sure. But for me it was pretty bad. Okay, so we're building up right products. Oh, I need the else condition. Else cur is whatever it was previously. Yeah, times nums I. Shouldn't I do +1 in this case? Because we are decrementing the I. I think so. So we'll take the last right product and then we'll multiply it by the previous number. Previous from a right to left is going to be incremented. I think this is correct. Okay, let's print those right products. And so we got 1, 4, 12, 24. Is that what we expect? So going right to left on example 1. Yes, first of all, it should be 1. And then when we get to 3, the right product is 4. And when we get to 2, the right product is 12. It's beautiful. Code actually works. Did you know that? Code actually works. Hinsbane, thank you for the follow. Learning with Lynette, thank you for the follow. You recommend Amazon for someone with 1 year of experience. If you can get in, do it. It'll be great on your resume. You won't have to worry about employment ever again. It won't be, yeah, I don't know. Like I say, it depends on team. It may or may not be fun, but you can make a ton of money. You can learn some really cool stuff. So I do recommend it for you if you can get in. Now, whether or not you stay there for years and years, that's going to depend on you. If your personality, like, hey, not everyone needs work-life balance. Some people are invigorated by working on things that they're passionate about, right? And again, at Amazon, they work on a wide array of products. So they have some really cool stuff. They have some really boring stuff, and they have some really cool stuff. So here's the advice I would give you. First of all, try to get into Amazon. It's not going to be easy. Even if you fail, prepping to get in there will help you get in other companies anyway, just the discipline of the interview preparation process. But if you succeed and if you decide that you hate your team, my recommendation to you would be to try to transfer. Try to transfer. Because I do believe if you can transfer to a team working on a cool project, that's going to be much more enjoyable. Amazon trip, and they asked me Leetcode hard as an intern and gave me 20 minutes for it. Yeah, that's ridiculous. That means somebody was trying to bomb you. That's what that means. You got assassinated, bro. I'm sorry. And they do stuff like that. Like they do. They do. But it's not permanent, right? It's going to depend year over year, season over season. Are they trying to heavily filter, or are they trying to hire more? If they're trying to hire more, the interviews will be easier. They raise and lower the bar over time. So I don't know when you interviewed, but I'm going to guess it was in the past 2 years. In the past 2 years, they've literally been trying to drop engineers. They did RTO and everything. Do you have any advice for coding in a consulting company? Nothing special. It would be try to learn, try to be in the hot zone of 50 to 80% learning. If you feel like you know over 90% what's going on, then you could leave for growth, or you could stay there for comfort. What do you want to prioritize, growth or comfort? And that's not a right or wrong answer. Some people say that and they think the implication is we should always prioritize growth over comfort. No, it's good to have a season of rest sometimes. Like you can have 6 months, 12 months, even a couple of years. Maybe you had a newborn, something like that. All of this stuff is really personal. You know what I mean? But if you're just like all about your career, if you're not worrying at all about like family, if you're not stressed, if you're not tired, if you're like, I want to know what's going to gas up my career, then if you know 90% of what's going on, that position's too easy for you. You need to either get promoted or get to a different company. So that would be my advice for consulting. And the other piece of advice I would have is always remember positive social attitudes, social networking, build those bridges. Because when I've done consulting in the past and, I left and those people left. And then later on, if you maintain a bridge with these people, they could give you a referral to a different company, or it could lead to other opportunities. So yeah, value the people, even if the job is kind of mid. Place a high value on the people. Why do startups nowadays give out the craziest problems? It's always been like that. Startups give a diverse interview loop, and it's a two-edged sword. It's good and it's bad. It's good because you don't necessarily need Leetcode. You can just have worked on a project and it can just work out. But it's bad because if they're asking a practical problem that's appropriate to that company, and they may be doing things that are very unique, then it'll come across as really weird. Like when I interviewed at Discord, they asked me to interview a socket server without any libraries using the vanilla API, which is something that I've never done. Like if you're trying to write a socket server, we always use libraries, right? Is moving companies under 1 year a red flag? If you are an early career individual and you do it like once or twice, no. We grow quickly at the start of our career, and it makes sense to move around once or twice. Now, if you are basically like, I think the 3 strikes rule applies here. If you've done it 3 times in a row, 6 months, 6 months, 6 months, then what is the new company going to expect? You're going to be there 6 months. So if it's a 6-month contract, maybe that's fine. But if you want to go for a longer term employment, they will likely view it as a red flag, yes. And later in your career, it is strange to be job hopping later in your career. But as an early career person, 1 or 2 of those is totally fine. They're going to be focused on, is he going to do that here? So you're going to want to anticipate the question and practice giving a reason that, hey, I hopped there, but here I would be stable. So think about what would make it stable for you. I feel like I know nothing as a new grad. Will this feeling go away? Yeah, it will. It will. Okay, let's get back to the problem. So I have the right products, and then how about answer? So for L in nums, for I in range length nums. Okay, so what I want to do now is get the right product, left product, and then cur. So then I want to answers dot append right times left. We can just call this right and left. And did I call it answer? Maybe yeah, answer is fine. I'm used to making lists plural syntax, but that's fine. So we'll get the right and the left and multiply them, and that's how we get our answer. So here, how do I get the right? So given that I'm at index 0, the right will be right products. I guess I could flip the right products. That would actually make the mental math easier for me. But does that impact the algorithm? No, it doesn't. It's still O of n. So you could flip right products if you want to. It's just a linear slowdown that's not necessary. If we can get the index operation right, then we shouldn't need to. So if I have the right products, I'm at index 0. No, I still think it's index 0. It's still 0, isn't it? Right products of 0. I think it's still like that. So what did I output? 1, 1, 1. How did I output so many ones? Oh, because it's 0 every time. Yeah, sorry. So I output 1, 4, 24. Okay, I did something wrong. I'm expecting right products 0 to be this is backwards. One, 4, 12, 24. 1, 4. Yeah, it's flipped from what I expect. Why is it flipped? That's okay. That just means I need to use them in reverse order. So, last. So here's the last index, and then so if it's in reverse order, I want to say last index minus I. So that will give me 0, 1, 2, 3. Cool. All right. All right. Okay, now ladies, dub in the chat if you got the reference. American here. What's up, American? Let's go. We made it, team. Are you currently applying for work or already working? Yeah, I'm already working. I don't know if that question was for me, but I'm happily employed. I plus 1 on right. Huindong. I'm pretty sure I'm saying your name wrong. Sorry about that. You can see what we needed to do. Take the last index minus I. Why econ PhD? Why go to college at all? Isn't it because you want to make money? What field will help you make more money? Finance, accounting, all of these money-related fields. Economics is the superset of all financial fields. Did you ever do trading investment with your degree? Yeah, I trade a lot of money right now. I'm not a day trader. But I definitely invest a lot of money, yes. And my degree helps me. Not only just investing in the markets, which I do, but also things like my home purchase. So I have one of those low fixed rate mortgages. And part of the motivation for that was my economic analysis. I saw the writing on the wall and I said, let me get the biggest mortgage that I can get at a fixed low rate right now. What company are you with? I work for a company called Guideline and we're currently hiring. Fully remote. Right, like my stream doesn't reflect the views of my employer and all that stuff. But this company rocks. And if you think you're a match, like check out the job descriptions. And if you think you're a match, shoot me a DM. So do you believe the efficient market hypothesis? Yes and no. So I don't believe that it's 100% true, but I believe the market tends to reflect it. Does that make sense? So I believe that markets tend toward an efficient equilibrium. The problem is we never actually get there. So if you take the literal math, you're going to get a bunch of bad estimates. But if you take it as directional, it's true, holding constant exogenous shocks, things like, going to war, which unfortunately happens, and it just wrecks the market, or the Fed freaking out and doing something random, or Trump doing something random. So you have to hold all of those things constant. But if you can understand the logic properly, it works very well. It works very well. Yeah. Did you enjoy Upstart? I was a big fan of Upstart. Yeah, I liked it. I liked working there. You go through work crunches from time to time, but in general, really great company. And how are they doing these days? They went through a bunch of layoffs. Well, I don't know. How reach out to somebody that works there these days and ask them how it is. It could be a lot better now. But you can imagine going from here to here, there were some stressful times. Thanks for the follow. Who is he? Thank you for the follow. All right, so we have this solution, but it's not optimal. It's not optimal. So let's see if I can reformat it to become optimal. Oh, I'm going to say this wrong. Adesina, thank you for the follow. The way that I can become optimal here is that I don't need distinct left and right products. And so this will still be on the order of n, but according to the prompt, we call it 0 extra space. In other words, it's constant other than the output array itself. The output array does not count as extra space, right? So it's still space complexity in the algorithm, but it's not extra space complexity. Extra meaning besides the return array. You're welcome. Great job. Thank you. I'm a new grad. I appreciate the content. You got it. Glad to see you. Hey, y'all, if you're interested in Leetcode content, then you're going to enjoy the Latterly Leetcode Kata problem or blog article number 3 on the website. Check out the link in bio. This is super beginner friendly. If you're new to Leetcode, this is going to give you the 12 problems in order that you should start with. 2-sum, 3-sum, the works. And then it'll scale up. And did you know that you do not hit diminishing returns on practice until the 500 problem mark, according to interviewing.io? So it'll scale up beyond the blind 75, grind 75, Neatcode 150, Neatcode 250. We have the laterally 300, 420, 500, and 690. This is a total joke. This is not actually a good target, but I thought it was funny. So the laterally 300 you'll just be, if you can get to this point, dude, you're just not going to have a problem with Leetcode ever again. How many Leetcode should a beginner do a day? I get bored after doing 1. The answer is you should do 2, and if you get bored, you should still do 2. Push through the boredom, that's how you grow. And by the way, that question is answered in this blog article that I'm recommending to you. So 30-minute time box, 20 minutes working on the solution. If you can't get there, 10 minutes looking up the solution, okay? And that is for a single problem, and do 2 problems per session. This way you can balance between accessing new questions and also revisiting old questions. So the Leetcode Kata is going to recommend unapologetically brute force, repetition, drill, memorization, weaponizing repetition to help you crush interviews. You'll see a problem in an interview and you'll go, I've done this like a dozen times. Do you do mock interviews? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. You can DM me and we can set something up. Okay. So I want to get rid of left and right products. So how do I do this? I want to use answer in place. So here I'm going to say answer, answer. Instead of updating the left products, I'm going to update the answer. Now, here's the tricky part. Here's the tricky part. I want to then go right to left and immediately calculate the final answer. So I have my left products built up. If we are at the right edge, then I want answer the left product times. Okay? So I'm in I, and I'm in the range, and I'm starting at the end, so I think I'm getting the correct value of I here. So this would be like a 3 to start with. So if it's 3, then I want the third index of my left products, which is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. And I want to multiply that by 1, which is in the right product mental model, it's the out of bounds. So I think this is correct. I think this is correct. And so in this case, instead of 1, what do? We're going to take the Yeah, isn't that convenient? I can take I minus 1. I'm not sure that's right. Not sure that's right, to be honest with you. Let's see. Left products is not defined yet. It should be answer now. Wrong. Yeah. What did I do here? Oh, because I'm appending when I should be updating in place. Yeah. So what index here equals cur? What index am I setting? I'm setting the I. Am I not? I think I'm setting the I. List assignment index out of range. When does it go out of range? Range length nums. Zero, 1, 2, 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. Ah, okay. I need to initialize it at size. I need to initialize it at size. Okay. I'm still appending in this case. Oh, bummer. What did I do now? Because I'm multiplying by 0. Yeah, I guess I don't need to do that. I think I was just, the extraneous append was the problem. So let's go back to this idea where in the first left to right pass, I'm appending. In the first left to right pass, I'm appending. And it should be the right length here. So I'll print answer to verify that. Yeah, 1126 is what I expect. And so in the second pass, I just don't append anymore. Okay, so something I'm doing here is wrong. So my one handling is right. My one handling is right. But this block is wrong. Let's zero in. Not only does this take it from ON3 space to ON space, or O1 extra space, it also takes it from a 3 pass to a 2 pass in the time complexity. So these are just linear speedups, but it also shrinks the code, which is nice. Optimal solution is odd to me, but you started it out right with the 1. Yeah, I know. Something is wrong in this latter block. So I just need to read it for a minute. So let's think about it. Thanks for being here, chat slide. So I'm taking the answer of I times 1 in the correct case. And the reason I'm using 1 is because that is my right product, and labeling them will be, yeah, that'll help. So I'll call left answer I right is 1, okay? Really, I can dedent this because we're always going to do left times right. Okay? So, right is 1. Now, what is right? Right is the answer to the right. Yeah, so now I'm going to have the answer. So I need to divide it by the left product. So answer of I, let's see, is it I or I plus 1? So this right here is actually I plus 1. I plus 1 divided by that answer's left product, which is my current. I think that's correct. All right. And for my given I, what is my left product? Well, I'm at my left product because I built it up on the first pass. Division by 0. Ooh, man. Division by 0. Let's see. So if I is a 0, what does that mean? If I'm dividing by 0, that means I built up a 0. Hey, that's not my first test case. What's going on? That's the second test case. Where's the result for the first test case? All right. So in my left to right pass, I added a 0. I think this won't work, but let's check it out. How am I getting division by 0? Left if okay. I'm still appending somewhere. What's going on? Oh no, these are those are floats when they should be integers. Okay, so I got the 6. I think this right value is incorrect. All right, let's look up the solution. The answer is left times right. That was the first one I did. So here is the better one. So they reverse it. Okay. R contains the product of all elements to the right. So they hold it out of the loop. Interesting. What language? This is Python. Dat Faisal, thanks for the follow. For the index I, R would contain the product of all elements to the right. Now, wouldn't I plus 1 divided by the left of that I plus 1 divided by the current spot? Yeah, I think they would both hold it. So it's just another way to do it. I thought we can't use division. Oh, yeah, good point, good point. So that's why, okay. Yeah, we can't use division, so that's a good reason not to do this. Yeah, so if we don't do this, this is basically the equivalent. You hold the right out of the loop. That's what I was missing. So I'll call this right accumulated. Left is answer I, right is something, and then answer is left times right. And then we add this accumulator as well. Going back to the original nums. Ah, yeah, that's the bit I was missing. Going back to the original nums. Ship it. All right, chat. I need to do one more practice on this to drill it in. But I think we got the idea, don't we? So we were able to do the O of n space complexity and then collapsing it to the n place on answer. I messed that up, but we were pretty close. So follow the page and you can see me work through all of